Hey everybody, CVH here, and let's play some Midrange Assassin on the ladder today. I've played a lot of different Assassin decks on the channel before, but I don't really play a whole lot of just regular old Midrange Assassin for YouTube, so I thought I would rectify that in today's video for a couple of reasons. First of which is, we just did a Budgetify video about a week ago on Midrange Assassin, so you guys can see what a build might look like in full form as I might play it currently. The second is, I played this deck a lot on stream yesterday, and we had a very good win rate. I think I went 8-0 into the top 5 legend, so that's where we are right now. I think I'm going to be at number 4 legend for the first game of the video, so hopefully we can keep winning or we will tank out of top 5, but either way we'll have some fun with this great deck in my opinion. And I was testing a couple interesting cards. Well, not really, a lot of the cards are pretty standard in this kind of build. We are playing the Murkwater Shamans along with the obvious inclusions of Curse and the Shearpoint Dragons that you see in pretty much every Midrange Assassin as staples, but the Murkwater Shamans you don't see in every single version, nor do you see Shadow Master in hardly any of them. But I did want to test this card out. I think if there's any deck it could potentially be good in, it would be this one. Because you can start with the Goblin Skulks or Mournhold Traders, which are kind of the two main ways you'd like to begin the game, and Shadow Master can then protect them for multiple turns, preventing this from being Sorcerer's Negation or Firebolted, preventing the Mournhold Trader from getting hit by a Lightning Bolt on a critical turn. Works well with the Shamans too, because that's another card we want to protect, and worst case scenario, Shadow Master can give itself cover and immunity from being targeted by actions until your next turn if you have nothing else that seems like a good target. So over the course of the 8 games that I played to top 5, this was pretty solid. I don't have enough games with the Shadow Masters in the deck under my belt yet to really have a firm grasp on whether or not the card should be in the deck in the long run, but besides that the deck is pretty normal. So let's get into some games and try to keep climbing. And as always, if you enjoy the video, feel free to jam that like button, subscribe to the channel for more Legends content every day, and check out my stream in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Very expensive hand, but unfortunately not a very good hand. We don't have the ring. Our opponent did full ship everything else too. I really hope he didn't mulligan as well as we just did.
May you walk on warm sands.
That would not be great. But our hand's looking pretty good. Aha! No turn 1, 2-drop with the ring. And that's just a good feeling.
Just give me a name.
Alright, so I definitely like attacking here, and I definitely think I want to be Shadow Mastering. He could be planning on Shadow Shifting over and trading. The Shadow Master will prevent that, and also sets up incredibly nicely for Wardcrafter to take a favorable on that if it should live. And if it moves and doesn't get to kill my Skulk, I can just curse it down, Wardcrafter. Have a nice trade in either lane, which is pretty hard to counter from our archer opponent, I would assume. There's the shifts.
It's nothing personal.
There's another shift. He was planning on using shadow shifts.
What have we here?
Nice to know. Unfortunately, we can't take a trade on the 3-3. We could trade with the 1-2, but I'm definitely not interested in doing that, I don't think. I still kind of like the idea of Wardcrafting my 3-3 here. He's probably out of shadow shifts at the very least. Maybe we just, bite the bullet, let him get that trade, because we could develop Queen otherwise, and Queen is pretty solid as well. We could just curse that down and see if he has an Earthbone Spinner or a Skaven Pyromancer. Otherwise, he won't be able to get the contract. So, like a Queen curse play. And he still kind of has to deal with the Skulk too. There's a curse left on my deck somewhere. But yeah, maybe Curse Queen is the move, but let's attack here first, see what happens. Good, nothing. It's exactly what we wanted to have happen. Nothing. Yeah, I think Queen Curse. Queen on the right, more than likely.
I am the Queen Mother. Attend me.
If you guys haven't seen the new time is running out thing that pops up, well, now you have. It's kind of hard to miss. Honestly not sure if I'm a huge fan of it yet. It's kinda huge. Double rapid shot, pretty solid here, but I don't think I'll be able to answer the queen then this turn. Oh yeah, these trades have got to be happening, right?
It's nothing personal.
Oh, we're that kind of archer, are we? Well then I definitely like the life gain. Huh. Interesting. We know he has a contract. Definitely makes sense for him to use the ring there over the contract if he's playing at Swindler's Market. So Thief of Dreams is the obvious on-curve play, and usually it's hard to go wrong doing that, but I do think Wardcraft or Daggerfall could be better if we're trying to protect this. Makes it that much harder to trade into with a charge.
We are not amused.
Maybe we have to respond to whatever this
Give
is.
me a name.
And we should probably respond to that. That is a really good card here. If we do Wardcrafter, we can assume he'll probably have a ping or a Nord Firebrand somewhere in his hand. Now that we know he's playing Nords raiding parties, it should be easy to kill my queen if I do not let the 3/3. If I keep the 3/3 on the board, that is. If I don't kill it, so I should Firebolt curse it, and then probably use the rest of my magic. We could still Wordcrafter, but it's looking a little lackluster. I feel like I might just play Brotherhood Slayer in the other lane.
Just give me a name.
He did just expend 2 rapid shots.
Follow me, men.
Okay, the animation was strange. I was like, I'm pretty sure Markarth Bannerman doesn't cost 0. Paralyzed in this deck, man. It's interesting. Quite interesting. Well, less attacks happening.
It's nothing personal.
We don't hit anything again, that's also good news. I guess we Daggerfall Wardcrafter, yeah. Question is, I think I just play him all on the right. I think I do, because killing that is a priority, and he already used 2 Shadow Shifts.
By the 8th, they will meet their maker.
Now, could he still kill my queen? Probably. But it might get a little bit more annoying because he can't just attack into it if that was his plan. But he could get the Nords by attacking my face, and then, you know, use 2 of them to bring the queen down to 6/2. And probably have another raiding party in his hand or something like that. But it does get a little bit more annoying. Playing against Swindler's Market Archer is probably one of the scariest experiences currently on the ladder. It's always really hard to determine how much damage they can just do in one turn. My board is good. My board is good. And he's playing some cards I don't normally see in these kind of decks.
Follow me, men.
Alright, honestly, I am a-okay with this turn. Oh, I'm less okay with it. He has a raw Nord. Damn. Alright, I do like seeing the Charger. Could deal 11 this turn, or just play the Thief and try to set up for more damage the following turn.
It's nothing personal.
Sheol take you. Your blood will spill.
Oh, please.
It seems Khajiit was outwitted.
We needed to try. We absolutely needed to try that. That would have been amazing. Oh, wait. Oh, we knew he had the contract because of the Slayer. Never mind, that was bad. I should have taken the contract. Yeah, because sometimes, if you know they have a card in their hand, it might, like, bug out and show you the copy. I don't even know if it's a bug, but they'll sometimes show you the copy in the deck. I've gotten in the habit of, even if I know they have a card, to sometimes select the other one if it's way better, because it could be the copy from the deck. But with Contract, the thing about it is it can't be in their deck. So that was a CVH is still waking up and tunnel visioned on how obscenely good a Paralyze would have been there. Paralyze would have just instantly won us the game. That's what the card says. It's hard to pass that kind of thing up, you know, 0 cost, win the game immediately. But unlike any other card that could have been offered, there's no chance that the completed contract was the copy from the deck, instead of the one that we knew he had in his hand. Swims at night. I've seen this in more and more builds for Archer.
My sword is yours.
Septim Guardsman. What was a mistake? Oh. Well, hell, this is still a lot of damage and a lot of healing. Yeah, definitely a lot. I think it's safe to say we can't kill our opponent next turn. It's also safe to say we need to draw a Leaf Lurker. Unless we're just dead this turn. Well, I guess we can Harpy that down. That's gonna need to happen if I want to not die. I mean, I don't even know. Could just be dead now. That is a real thing that could happen. That took a turn for the worse. Well, I have another Harpy to lock that down next turn if I make it there. Because I apparently can never kill it. But I think we're pretty much just dead on board. Yeah, I mean, I can't kill my opponent from 28. This is an unfortunate series of draws. On the plus side, the completed contract doesn't look like it would have much relevance here. So, yeah, we're just gonna take the concession.
A fine display.
That's about all there is left to do. Jesus. And that's why playing against Swindler's Market is one of the scariest experiences currently on the ladder. You have no idea how much damage they could do. Yeah, every time I've played Swindler's Market Archer in the past, played against it, it always seems like they have multiple Swindler's Markets and multiple close calls in the Mark Arthur, the raiding parties and stuff. Every time I played it, I drew terribly, so I don't really know what's up with the deck. Maybe it's just a thing where confirmation bias. Every time I see it, it looks way better than it is, and every time I play it, it looks way worse than it is. But it's probably somewhere in the middle. If it did that every time, it'd be the best deck in the game, I think. But this hand is fine, also. Our last hand was fine, too. Yep, I think our last hand would have pretty easily beaten a normal Archer deck. If they had also not had an amazing start.
Of course I'm on your side.
We're up against a Scout now, and I do feel a little bit favored against Scout because we have those wonderful blue cards like Reatromancer, Encano, Thief of Dreams, Tazcat even. Tazcat's an honorary blue card, that's how good it is. And no surprise to anyone, it's a Ram Scout. So we're gonna smack and play the Slayer.
See this coming, eh?
Just give me a name.
Playing Shadowmaster only really counters something like Territorial Viper, but we have the Slayer now just in case he does kill my 4/4. But it's kind of hard for Scout to do that. It is not a Lightning Bolt playing deck.
What have we here? Look to the skies.
So I feel like he's going to be playing Shearpoint Dragon next turn, which is not exciting for me at all. Definitely not what I want to be seeing here.
No.
I can get my contract here. The question of using it this turn. I think I'm going to Wardcrafter first. In this matchup, I think it's slightly better than having a 4/1 with Ward, because that's weak to Murkwater Witch, Shearpoint Dragon, Leaf Lurker, and the list goes on. Drain Vitality, for example. So if I want to kill that, which I do want to use the Wardcrafter on it. And then do we Shadowmaster? I don't really think it's too relevant. If anything's going to be targeted, it's going to be with the Shearpoint Dragon's effect. But I don't have any other good plays. I could just play the Harpy. Pressuring is important in this matchup. And will I need the Harpy's effect? Is it high utility? Doesn't really seem too high utility. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the Harpy now. Giant Bat. Fair enough. I've seen a few of these in Ram Scouts recently, too. Getting the bat back over the lookout, even.
Your blood will spill.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
Alright, no Fighters Guild recruit popped off that we would have to Shearpoint Dragon, so we can just play Shadowmaster. I'm trying to think if there makes any sense to just go ahead and cover the 4/4, because, I mean, he could have 2 giant bats. That's unlikely, but I'm not really seeing, like, if we cover one of these, the other one just gets attacked if he wants to do that. Do I diversify the lanes at all now? We could do that, I think. If he plays a Thorn Hist Mage against my 3/3, we have the Sheer Point Dragon, which is looking like our play next turn regardless. Let's do that. We're not too blown out by a guard in either lane. I mean, Preserver of the Root, but he has to play ramp along with it if he wants the +2/+2. Well, it's not the best Sheer Point Dragon target of all time, but it's something to do. And do we keep the lanes diversified? I don't mind it. Makes Red Brahmin weaker. He will Red Brahmin this lane if he has it, though.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
It has more attack power, and the 4/4 is not something you'd really want to silence. That's a good effect for him to keep there. But he's pretty low. This is pretty good. We've been pressuring all game. He's going to need to find some way to swing himself back if he wants to survive long enough to get those powerful plays. Excuse me. So unfortunately not a whole lot to do here. It's simply a double trade, then firebolting away the 2/1 more than likely. Yep, I think we're just going to go ahead and start with that and see what he gets back. A large tree minder. So the only completely non-threatening one is the Thieves Guild. He does have a guard next turn. I like Daggerfall Skulk. I suppose I use my Magicka on Firebolt right now because my Magicka next turn is just Atromancer. If next turn he Red Brahmins and I make this play, I win every time.
By the 8th, they will meet their makers.
Truth be told, I could also have put the 2/2 in the right and not used Firebolt, and I would still be able to beat a Red Brahmin here because the 2 damage is well, one part of the. Actually, no. Would I have been able to do that? No, I wouldn't have been able to do that because I would be able to Firebolt and also attack, or Firebolt to get the attack through, and then also play the Atromancer with all the Magicka. Yeah, Solitaire with Giant Bat is pretty sick actually. When you can beat Red Brahmin, but you can't beat Giant Bat. Currently 1 damage off of killing him. And he's gonna be defending that lane, I think, with the Tree Minder. But then the question becomes, can he answer my Atromancer? Okay, that also works. It's even larger than Tree Minder. So we definitely attack. We definitely attack again. I think we use this attack here to weaken the 6/6 down a bit. We use the Atromancer to get him down to 4. Again, I like the split lanes. But first I make this attack because I don't want this to get interacted with like a Mummify or something that he's probably not playing, but I might as well try to play around. Make sure nothing scary comes out. So he heals at minimum back up to 10. Do I need to keep my curse, or should I make him heal up to 9? He can't play Odoving next turn. Let's say he Red Brahmins me. Again, pretty scary. I think he would lock down that lane. If he doesn't, well, if he silences this lane, then I have 9. So I would need to bring that down to 9. If he silences this lane, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, probably 9 off the top. Damn, either way. I think I might have to use the curse here. It's very awkward to use this curse here, but I think it might wind up being the difference. Ugh. Very unfortunate. I mean, that's just thinking about Red Brahmin, though, because he puts himself up to 9 now, and if he silences this lane, see if the math checks out, 2 breakthrough damage, 5, 6, 7, I draw 1 creature, it's 9? But curse could also add damage. If he silences this lane and does that, I could have saved the curse and used the curse to give myself more breakthrough damage. Alright, well this is probably good, right? Probably good. Maybe he's even playing Snake Tooth Necklace. I think that bolt just kind of makes sense. It doesn't add as much damage as if I bolted face, though. Because I already had 2 damage there, now I have 5. So it adds 3 more damage, as opposed to adding 4 more damage if I went face.
What have we here?
Fighting will not save you.
The waters of life.
So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Share or take. Careful there, friend.
As expected, Atromancer was key in our victory against Ram Scout, and Giant Bat was really cool there. It's actually the coolest I've seen Giant Bat be in Ram Scout. Back to 4, feels good. The Assassin Mirror Match. Oh yes, so I don't have the ring, and I think against green decks, you should probably decide to keep Harpy if you have it, because especially if you don't have the ring, they can go Ring Goblin Skulk, and your turn 2 needs to pretty much be able to answer that, so if you don't have Firebolt, it's going to need to be a Harpy. And we have Trader, in case he doesn't do that, we can get a strong presence on the board immediately, so pretty versatile start. Shipping the curse back, of course.
May you walk on warm sand.
Now 2 Harpies is kind of a lot. Definitely kind of a lot. I never would have seen that coming. He's starting in the Shadowland. Does that mean he's planning to move over? That is incredibly enticing. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. We'll play out the Slayer.
Just give me a name.
And then next turn we can play 2 of our 2-drops. So he gets 1 curse from the discard. Which means he can curse down the 3/3, and then we'll trade favorably, so he gets a curse. Which means sort of like a free +1 to trade. And then I get the contract. I'm okay with that, I think. I could also just top deck Wardcrafter or my own curse or something like that. Question is he gonna Shadow Shift? Cruel Fire Bloom. Whoa. Next turn I could play Cliff Racer, which might be relevant if I need to trade over the 2/2, and he gets rid of my 2/1. Or I could play Trader along with the Shadow Master so he can't bolt it immediately.
My sword hand itches.
This is looking like a market deck. I am just tired of market decks. Can't really put it anymore. Plainly than that. Searching my curse. Keeping this on board means it's the weakest thing I have, so it diversifies the targets. And I legitimately just have no idea if this deck would be playing an Ice Storm. I probably wouldn't have the room for it, but I haven't played Swindler's Market Assassin in a while. And if it's not Swindler's Market Assassin, it could just be a Last Gasp Assassin. With the Couriers, that would also make sense in there with the Fire Blooms. Raw Fire Blooms is kind of an interesting thing, though. Do you even see that in the Swindler's Market decks? I guess you do. Assassin Swindler's Market's definitely less popular than the Archer variants, so it's harder to tell what he might be playing. Oh, that's a good draw. That's definitely a good draw. So he still has 1 0-cost undefined card in his hand. That really doesn't tell us much. We again have managed to get a dominating board presence. Our last Swindler's Market opponent was able to turn that around pretty handily. Alright, powerful play, but we still have the board. And we have curses yet to be attained. Now, he finished off the Cliff Racer, which leads me to believe he doesn't have an AoE like Ice Storm. That's good news for sure.
Of course I'm on your side.
And even if the trader does die, we already have one curse at least in our hand to get rid of the 2-1. And then we can use Shadow Master next turn. If he plays a creature to contest on one of ours, that's when Shadow Master can shine to prevent that counter trade. But I'd say it's about time to start drawing some late game. Knife to the throat. Whoa. Alrighty, that's half his Magicka. Cool with that. Didn't even think I needed the curse, really. Apparently he's not happy with his hint.
By the 8th, they will meet their maker.
I guess the curse would be nice there. But I can just search another one. I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, man, I have so many answers to Skulk, how come I never draw them? Because that's what I'm always thinking. Yep, I empathize with that.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
Just give me
Alright,
an
we
A.
are all in. On board. Now, if I were a gambling man, I would say he was about to lose, but I've been surprised before. Been surprised too many times to think I am completely safe with killing him next turn. Okay, that means it's not an Ice Storm. There's no reason to firebolt that if he has an Ice Storm. That is about all I needed to know.
The Night Mother will guide us. The Night Mother will guide us.
Alright, there's no way this can go wrong.
Didn't see this coming, eh?
The battle is yours.
So probably like some Wisp Mother Last Gasp type of thing. That was very interesting. I kind of want to know his deck list now. Still rank 4. We didn't tank though, that's what's important.